Imagine this. You wake up, check your phone, and see a notification. Someone just handed you $1 trillion. That's not a typo. We're not talking about a million. We're not even talking about a billion. This is a 1, followed by 12 zeros. A trillion. Enough money to make Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk look like they're on a budget. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. You have exactly 24 hours to spend every single cent. If even $1 is left when the clock hits 0, you lose it all. Everything. The money, the things you bought, all of it vanishes. At first, your mind races with possibilities. This sounds like the easiest challenge in the world. You'll buy a sprawling mansion in Beverly Hills, a fleet of supercars, a mega yacht to sail the world. You'll live like a modern-day pharaoh. But then, you do the math, and that's when the problem hits you like a freight train. $1 trillion is a truly incomprehensible amount of money. It's so much, it's almost impossible to spend, even when you're trying. Okay, deep breaths. Let's start with the obvious fantasy. You sprint to the most exclusive luxury car dealership in the city. Lamborghini, Ferrari, Bugatti, Pagani. They're all here, gleaming under the lights. The salesperson asks which one you're interested in. You don't even look at a specific car. You just point to the entire building. I'll take all of them, every single car in your inventory. And I'll pay double the asking price if you can get the paperwork done in the next 5 minutes. The manager faints. You sign the papers. Congratulations. You just spent, maybe $50 million? You check your balance. You still have $950,000 left to go. You haven't even made a dent. The number on your screen has barely changed. The panic starts to set in. This isn't a dream come true. It's a nightmare. And the clock is ticking. So you level up. The small stuff was just a warm-up. Now, you start thinking bigger. You don't just buy a private jet. You buy an entire fleet. You buy 100 of the world's fastest private jets. That's not just owning a plane. That's owning your own private airline. You don't just buy a yacht. You buy 50 of the most luxurious mega yachts ever built. Each one a floating palace, complete with a crew, a submarine, and a helicopter pad. Then, you buy the biggest, most expensive cruise ship on the entire planet. You throw a party that makes history. You invite every celebrity you can think of. And for the grand finale, you fly a few hundred of your closest friends to the edge of space just to see the Earth from above. The bill for all this, after buying fleets of jets, yachts, a cruise ship, and a trip to orbit, you've spent maybe $50 billion. Sounds insane, right? Like you must be getting close to the end. But here's the thing, you're not even close. This is where the sheer scale of $1 trillion really hits you. You start looking at the most expensive in the world, and you realize they're all on clearance. The most expensive house ever sold? A beautiful French chateau sold for around $200 million. To you, with your $1 trillion budget and a ticking clock, that's like spending pocket change. You could buy 5,000 of them. The most expensive painting? A Leonardo da Vinci that sold for $450 million. You could buy it twice and not even notice the money is gone. Even the most expensive things in the world are cheap compared to $1 trillion. So you go bigger, way bigger. You stop buying things. You start buying systems. Infrastructure, the building blocks of civilization. You don't just buy a house, you try to buy entire cities. You approach governments with offers to purchase skylines, ports, and airports. You try to buy countries, or at least their debt, effectively owning their economies. You become the world's biggest investor, funding mega projects on every continent. You build fleets of artificial islands in the Pacific. You fund a new generation of skyscrapers that touch the clouds. You single-handedly fund humanity's next great leap into space, building rockets destined for Mars. Now you're spending hundreds of billions. Finally, you're making a dent in that $1 trillion pile. The countdown clock is finally starting to move. But then something unexpected happens. A wall you can't just buy your way through. You realize not everything is for sale. You can't just write a check and own a government. They're not corporations. You can't buy public trust. That's earned, not purchased. You can't buy a nation's culture, its history, its soul. And you definitely can't buy people's opinions, their beliefs, or their loyalty. Money gives you unimaginable power. The power to build, to create, to own. But it doesn't control everything. There are limits, and that's when you discover the real challenge. The yachts, the jets, the private islands, they all feel hollow, empty. The clock is still screaming at you, but now you realize you've been running in the wrong direction. So you change strategy. You're done playing for points. Now you're playing for keeps. Instead of spending on luxury, you spend on impact. You start by wiping out the medical debt for an entire city, then a state, then the entire country. Gone. You don't just fund education, you rebuild 1,000 schools from the ground up, equipping them with technology for the next generation. You don't just fight hunger, you build sustainable food systems, massive vertical farms, and logistics networks that can feed millions. You build systems that last, and with every hospital bill paid, every school opened, every meal delivered, something shifts. Suddenly, your money starts to matter. It's not just numbers on a screen anymore. It's lives changed. It's futures rewritten. It's hope. And here's the truth that hits you like a freight train. $1 trillion isn't just wealth. It's power. It's influence. It's responsibility on a global scale. Because spending it fast is easy. Anyone can do that. We just proved it. But spending it right, spending it wisely, where every single dollar creates the maximum possible good before the timer hits zero, that is the real challenge. 24 hours isn't enough, not for this kind of money. So maybe the real question isn't, how would you spend it? It's, would you even know what to do with it?